Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of our podcast. Why so special? What makes it special? I will tell you why. This podcast is going to be full of really good insights, specifically for mothers out there and moms in marketing. Because why not? It's International Women's Day, the beginning of this month. It is still History Month. And you know what? Moms around the world it's always so helpful to have this community out here. I'm your host for today. My name is Debbie. I'm the senior social media manager here at Brew. I am very delighted to be accompanied by super powerful women in the business of the Adaptivist Group. I'm so excited to be here with them. I think they'll do a better job on introducing themselves than I would. So I'll just call on them. And then, ladies, if I call you, say your name, your job title. And yeah, let's do it. Rima, do you want to start us off?
Yeah. So, hi everyone. I'm Rima, and I am a partner marketing manager here at Adaptivist. And yeah, looking forward to this podcast.
Yeah. Oh, I think like for our listeners, Rima, it would be good to mention a little bit, how many kids you have.
Okay. Yeah. So I have a 2-year-old girl. Her name is Evelyn, and she is super sassy. And yeah, and I'm proud to sort of being raising her and like seeing what happens and it comes in the next years.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. And then we have Elena.
Hi everyone, I'm Elena. I'm the field marketing manager for Southern Europe in Adaptivist, and I have two boys, Leo 7 and Alex 5. So very interesting ages and phase.
Cool. And Jyoti?
Hi everyone, I'm Jyoti. I'm the content marketing manager for Sadeable. I have two children. My daughter Anushka is 8 and my son Zachariah is 5. Two very, very different personalities. I'm excited to speak about motherhood and thank you for having me.
Awesome. I'm so glad to have you guys here. But yeah, I think I am a mother myself and I have a 2-year-old girl. Her name is Ellie and she is a tornado. Every day we're just trying to survive. The first question I want to ask you guys, and I'll open this up to everyone. How has becoming a mom changed the way you approach marketing, both as a professional or as a consumer when you see ads and all of these things?
So as a professional, I would say like I find that I'm like the approach for marketing that I use is like more empathy and clarity. So like time, attention is sort of something that's precious now. I like to simplify messages, so just cut the crap basically and just go to it. And respecting people's time as well when you're looking at something. So not everyone's got time to like juggle stuff. As a consumer, I would be like, I'm more aware of how brands treat mothers and how they treat women. So that's made me more sort of as a consumer and how something's getting marketed to me. So yeah, I would say I'm more aware of and more time and respect of as a consumer now as well.
Amazing. And I completely agree with that in terms of that time constraint, because us ourselves, we are so conscious that whatever time we spend is also time away from our little ones, and therefore it almost become receptive to other people. You guys want to add anything to that, Jyoti or Elena?
Yeah, me the same. I think that the main keyword that immediately come to my mind is being more selective. Like as a consumer, I'm really more selective with my choice, giving them like a priority. Like being a mom, like totally changed my perspective on everything because I want like the world to be a better place for my children. Like just feel that everything is filtered through like new lens of what that will mean for my children. And I think that as a professional, being a mom has helped me also a lot in being more focused, knowing that I need to be very focused. When Rima was saying about the timing, I totally agree. Like, that I have boundaries that need to be respected too. Like, my time is crucial. And as I have children to whom I want to dedicate time to, so not only physically, but also and above all emotionally. So I like need to have a good mental health too, to give them my best version.
Okay. And I think like we are, going into almost like the second thing that I want to chat with you guys about. I think L&M did mention about that filter that you start having when you start looking at products, when you start looking at like marketing campaigns that are targeted to you as a mother or as a woman or as a family. Um Jyoti, would you say, or can you help me like with this one? What would be a marketing campaign that really resonated with you as a mom, and why did you think that was so effective?
Um, for me, I think I'm having a very soppy week. I really loved the Procter and Gamble's Thank You Mom campaign that was released 2012 during the London Olympics. We were just talking about it earlier about how it's such a parenting is so hard, and I think they really hit the nail on the head there. They said it was like the hardest job in the world, but it's also the best job in the world. They nailed the emotional storytelling. I think it had universal appeal. The campaign sort of highlighted the sacrifices and determination that moms provide, for their children. We are indeed their biggest cheerleaders. So I think that campaign tapping into sort of the gratitude and the appreciation, something we feel can get overlooked during the day-to-day chaos and volatility of parenting. But we still show up because we love our kids, right? They are our heart and soul. So yeah, I really love that campaign. I think, they hit the nail on the head there when they said the hardest job in the world, but the best job in the world.
Yeah, I think like that's an interesting, dynamic that you start feeling when you become a parent. It's like in a span of like an hour, you can both like love and hate what you do, and it's just like a roller coaster of emotions. But it is indeed like that type of feeling that you cannot get anywhere else. Rima, do you have anything like a campaign that comes to mind when you think about something that came out like really effective, or as Jot said, hit the nail on the head?
I think it was one of the Freedom Mom campaigns that they had, and it was basically around like sort of not sugarcoating anything, very bold, to the point, products that actually would design for with honesty and care. I would say I've gone on to use their products for my baby as well when she was growing up and she's still growing up. So I think a Freedom Mom campaign was resonated for me in particular. But again, it wasn't about selling a fantasy. It was more about meeting the real need of as a mom. So I think that's what I think in marketing you get consumed with so many things that are just sort of very glittery and everything, but then you just want to get something corrected. So like I had my Aline, I think, remember she had a cold and I needed a humidifier, and that was the one that stood out for me, and I was like, I'm gonna buy that because everything else was like giving me everything else, but that was giving what I needed. So I think that's what resonated for me as a campaign.
Mm-hmm. Elena?
I really love all these emotional campaigns, as Jyoti was saying. That, like for example, one very recent one is from Amazon. It's called The Moving Day, and basically it's telling like an emotional story of like changing a new home. Like it shows a mom and the teenager that they need to move from one city to a completely different like landscape, like a new home next to the sea. And like the teenager really loves skateboarding, but at this new town, like he cannot do it. It's like it shows how complicated it is for him dealing with the mud, and he left behind all like the neighborhoods, the habits, his friends, and like when you think about it, it's like living his whole life basically. So the way his mother is there for him, and is like she gifted him with a surfboard instead of a skateboard. I think like it's amazing, like saying I'm here for you, we are together on this, I understand you, is really showing the relationship between mothers and children. And I think it's amazing. I really, really love that one.
Amazing, amazing. And I think like what I want to move from us getting targeted to us coming up with these campaigns. I know that we're all in a SaaS world right now, and we all like very much B2B. But before or during your current professional life right now, have you ever worked on a campaign targeting moms or families? And what did you feel like, an insight that you brought into that table that you feel like others might have missed just because of your experience as being a mom or a parent?
Yeah, so a good 3-4 years ago, as a side hustle, I was selling sort of an online baby sleep guide for new parents. And I chose Facebook ads as a way to sort of reach my target audience. The first ads didn't do very well. I launched them. So I went back, I checked the messaging, and something felt quite disconnected, just sort of lacked a little bit of genuineness, I think. For me as a consumer, I was trying to put myself in their shoes. Trust is a massive factor. You want to be able to trust the product you're buying, and the what the message is about. So I kind of rewrote the ads, and this time around I shared real stories of my own daughter and my struggles that I had with getting her to sleep through the night. And I was really honest with the techniques I had learned from that guide itself. So I think that authentic storytelling kind of made that huge difference. The ads did really well then. I made some sales. I think sharing those real life examples in my content, I felt added that authenticity and that trustworthiness that I think moms really look for when they're sort of buying product.
Rimal, do you have?
I never done it, but I would love it. I need to say that one thing that I would really recommend would be really the daily experience is the best one to really share insights, because we experience this every single day, and the emotional bond that we have and how we are capable to put in how our children shows and anticipate things sometimes and act consequently. I think it would be my recommendation. Exactly what Zodi said.
I think I resonate with Elena as well. Like, I would love to work on a campaign for like mums and educational products and women postpartum, etc. So yeah, I've not touched on it, but I would love to in the future, and just inspire from it and use my sort of experience, like Jyoti has said as well.
I think like that's a definitely valuable thing that we can all work from. I remember, before going to Brew Digital, I was working in higher education, and in higher education, you actually sell to the parents because they are the ones who pay for the education of their kids. And one of my campaigns, I think like I remember that it was very important for the parents to have like proof points, to have like concrete evidence, because it is an education, it is a big investment. This is like going to influence the future of their children. And I think like that's something that was pretty important at that time. Honestly, I wasn't pregnant by that time. I was still living my very much single life. But I think what kind of helped at that moment was like talking to my own mother and really asking her, like, when you were sending me to, my master's degree, what were you looking for? And it's that type of like validity and like trust that is so crucial when it is with parents. I think like moving away from that, I want to look at like the other side of the coin, which is we are getting bombarded by a lot of products. I honestly think that baby products is one of like the best businesses out there, because people would throw money at it. Like I, as a mom, would throw money at it. The moment my daughter is sick, I think Karima, I think I bought like a humidifier, everything you can imagine, so she like stop getting sick. But I just want to know from you guys, like, what have you seen that brands often get wrong when marketing to us moms, and what do you think they could do better? Instead of doing what they're currently doing right now.
I think they tend to overgeneralize. They kind of put us all into this like one bucket. But actually, there's a lot of like diversity amongst us. We're all different. Whether it's that our age, our cultural background, our lifestyle, our parenting style. There's even dads out there who are playing the roles of moms. So I think brands need to sort of embrace and acknowledge this a little bit more, and reflect this diversity into their messaging. I think that way they can create more personalized and relevant campaigns that would actually help and improve their marketing efforts. And hopefully, I think that should increase engagement and even brand loyalty.
Yeah, I think again it's like the super mom trap. Like, you're the best mom in the whole world, and like you could do it all, but that's not the reality of it. It's like you have moments where you're like imperfect. You have like crazy messy days and stuff like that, and then also forgetting that mums are also women as well. So like we are women, and that's who we are. We're the role, we play so many roles in, and so yeah, I think those kind of messages, they sort of come different, and how they can do better is to acknowledge the fact that women have identity, and like and even the highlight the products that can save time and then give them joy as well. So I think those are the key things I would take away from messaging.
I totally agree. I remember some ads where always like the mother was playing the perfect role and that the family side was perfect without like portraying the reality and the crazy of our daily life, you know? So this was really not the reality. I think that also this caused a lot of misconception and sense of guilty where we feel as mama of always being perfect and being on top of everything, which is impossible, is not the reality, and definitely need to embrace more different personalities, different situation, and different messaging.
I completely resonated with that. I think I really struggled a lot with the weaning stage, just because I was so bombarded on Instagram with this perfect plate of like protein, veggies, and fruits. And I was like, oh my God. And I felt so guilty because I wasn't feeding my daughter correctly. And then she will, grow up stupid. All of these like horrible thoughts. And I like that's what brands also missed out. It's like kind of like consoling mothers that's like, you know what, it's okay to also just feed them like yogurt.
Mm.
Yogurt for the night, yogurt, it's okay. It's also that educational piece of actually like, yes, this balanced meal is okay, but we also know that, things don't work out perfectly and then they don't have to. And, we will stop selling you this ideal life because it's just adds so much to the anxiety that we are already feeling, right? So I think like moving from, brands, and it's like how do you guys learn how to balance the fast-paced world of marketing with unpredictableness of like motherhood? And do you have any advice out there that for moms in the in the same role and space that we occupy at the moment?
Well, I think it's sort of learning on the go. It really depends on every person. The specific also like period the mom is living is such a roller coaster, isn't it? It's like one day is different from another. And one day goes perfectly and so smoothly, and then the other day is completely the opposite. And I personally learned to be more flexible, to take things as they come and to act accordingly, like not aiming at perfection because nobody is perfect, and applying these also to our children, you know. And at the end, when you think about it, it's exactly what we are trying to do in marketing. Like you test, you learn, you iterate, you retest and try, and you try to improve all the time. And personally, I think that failing fast and learning on it is something that should be applied every day and always, both in personal life and professional. And I think that my advice is that we just need to go away from that concept of seeing a failure as not a success. Changing like our perspective will also help us on all the rest, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, 100%. I completely resonate with everything Eleanor just said. I could have said that exactly myself. Me being, I'm a very, like, I'm a planner, list maker, self-critical perfectionist, so I've learned to give myself grace. I've learned to embrace the volatility and the imperfection that comes, with parenting. Parenting moments don't go to plan. Marketing campaigns don't go to plan, So, try and block out that mom guilt, give myself grace, accept that these setbacks, they could just be opportunities for you to learn and to grow. And I think this mindset has actually really helped me like celebrate the small wins. I think both my career and my family life, like recognizing progress can actually really help with motivation and morale. So I'm trying to really like adopt that mentality. And so, yeah, it's just really important to be kind to yourself. That's something I would, say to all moms really.
Yeah. And I would like say like leverage your mum superpowers, because at work, like you have the empathy, you have the efficiency, you have like the social orientation. Like, so remind yourself that as a mum, your skills are actually enhanced rather than like hindering it. So always remember that. be ruthless with your time. So say no without guilt, I would say. Build a network of good people around you. Exactly. And then celebrate the small wins, like Jyoti said as well, like at home or at work. The small wins like make you feel better, confident as well. So, and ask for help if you need it, from others, your team, etc. Like just, yeah, we're not all heroes. So yeah.
Okay, to wrap this up, I know we are at time right now. I would like, and this is the bonus question for everyone, like a quick fire. And hopefully our managers, our employers are listening to us right now. But what would you say is the one helpful thing that was present or is present in your workplace that helped you also fulfill your role as a mother?
For me, it's that flexibility, that trust that they give us as parents. They appreciate that you've got a life outside of work. I don't feel, in other employments, I used to feel like I have to pick one or the other. But in Adaptivist, they give you that flexibility. You need to go to that, parent consultation meeting. You need to pick up your son in the middle of the day. They're not well. They need to come and join your team call. Let them do it. No one's going to frown at you or, tell you off or anything. And for me as a parent, that is so important. That flexibility, that trust that an employer can give, for me, it really helps my mental health. I don't feel like I'm ripped into two different personalities and two different identities. I'm a mom at work as well as a mom outside of work. And for me, that helps massively.
Awesome.
Totally agree. Flexibility is like, oh my word, flexibility and trust too is like, is essentially at Adaptivist is something that I evaluate so much. I can do it and I know that I have like all the trust, which for a mama is really an added value. And also I would say working from home, when you think about the quality time that you spend with your children, bringing them to school, pick them up, this is also as a positive impact in at work and in your personal life.
Yeah, I think I agree with both. It's just flexibility, the transparency, and the honesty that we're allowed, and not all companies offer that. And that's the special point of working here. I think, like you said, quality time with I can go pick Evelyn up and bring her home and play with her for like 10 to 20 minutes rather than just be in an office 9 to 5 and just sitting there and not and under wondering what she's doing and missing out on crucial milestones, I guess. So yeah, I think that's what really is the best thing here.
Yeah. And I think like for me, I really would just want to shout this out, but I also want to, pinpoint that community. I mean, it's such a good example that you guys just turned up and said, yep, I'll be up for this, the moment I returned, I think the moment I shared that I will be, that I'm pregnant, and the moment as well that you come back from maternity leave, the amount of support outside of the team and from existing moms that have reached out to me and be like, hey, if you need anything, oh, it's okay to not feel like you're on top of things. You're not supposed to feel like you're 100% right now. Like, be kind to yourself. I think like that is such a reassuring thing to have and something that really helps you, as Jyoti said, and I love that, be a mom at work and be a mom outside of work. So yeah, I mean, thank you everyone for being with me here today. I really, really enjoyed, taking time out of like, the normalness and really just talking very real things about us. And because as we have put it very clearly, you are a mom both inside work and outside of work as well. So we cannot really separate that identity from us. And it is an added thing to be a mom and the lens and perspective that we bring at work. So again, Jyoti, Rima, and Elena, thank you so much. I think for our listeners, please do, subscribe and make sure to, look up our next episodes because we are coming with you with lots of insights. Thank you, everyone.